exercise being linked to blood poisoning, all things that could possibly happen, trying to get in shape and you get blood poisoning, well, keep in mind, there's a caveat to that. It's extreme exercise. And keep in mind too, this is not an excuse not to work out. This happens to be with individuals who are not in the best conditioned state, attempting to do amazing things within 30 days, like from becoming a couch potato one day, then 30 days later, running a marathon. The body needs to prepare in more ways than just one. You'll find that in a second. Let's go right into the research. Again, this is not to deal with conditioned athletes. This has to do with unconditioned individuals attempting to accomplish amazing things in short periods of time. In the research titled Extreme Exercise Linked to Blood Poisoning, Citation, the Impact of a 24-Hour Ultramarathon on the Circulatory Endotoxin and Cytokine Profile, published in the International Journal of Sports Medicine this June 2015. I'm going to give you two parts. One, the problem, two, the possible solution from another study which was done prior. But here we go, right into the research. Individuals who take part in extreme endurance events, especially in the heat and with little training, put their bodies under enormous strain above the body's protective capacity. With elevated levels of endotoxins, the immune system's response can be far greater than the body's protective counteraction. In extreme cases, it leads to sepsis. That's their word, sepsis. Induced systematic inflammatory response syndrome, which can be fatal if it is not diagnosed and treated properly. How, may you say, can you get sepsis? All you're doing is running or lifting or doing whatever it is really hard for a little bit of period of time and possibly a little bit of heat. How do you get sepsis or blood poisoning from running? This is what happens. This is how they did the test, and you'll get an idea too. Blood samples taken before and after the events compared with the control group proved that exercise over a prolonged period of time, a long time, not an hour, but I'm talking like hours, a prolonged period of time causes the gut wall to change, your intestinal tract, allowing the naturally present bacteria known as endotoxins in the gut, stomach, intestines, stuff like that, to leak into the bloodstream, meaning the lunch that you had or dinner or parts of dinner that you had the day before, where you should be digesting it, is now entering your bloodstream and circulating through the heart, kidneys, and every place else that you don't want it to go. So let's proceed forward. This then triggers a systematic inflammatory response from the body's immune cells, similar to a serious infection episode. Nearly all of the participants in our study had blood markers identical to patients admitted to hospitals with sepsis. And that's because of the bacterial endotoxins. So it's a pretty serious thing. Not particularly conditioned, go into an extreme sporting event without adequate training, not just the cardiovascular or the lung capacity or the muscle strength, but other things as far as the body's able to handle additional heat can play a role in leading to sepsis. Now the possible solution. And this one's dear to my heart because I use this a lot, especially in regards to developing heat tolerance. And this will give you also a little bit more an idea of how this blood poisoning occurs. In the related title, is dairy colostrum the key to Olympic success? The nutraceutical bovine colostrum truncates the increase in gut permeability, as we talked about blood poisoning, caused by heavy exercise in athletes. I'm going to run through it really fast because I know you already get the point, but here we go. Scientists investigating natural ways to enhance athletic performance have found that bovine colostrum can massively reduce gut permeability. The gut permeability that leads to blood poisoning, otherwise known as leaky gut syndrome. Their findings, published in the March issue of the American Journal of Physiology, Gastrointestinal and Liver Physiology, this was back in 2011, could have positive implications not just for athletes, but also from sufferers of heat stroke. A research group led by Ray Playford, professor of medicine at Barts, and the London School of Medicine and Dentistry looked at athletes who were asked to run for 20 minutes at 80%. So this, remember, these people are just running for 20 minutes. This is what happens at the 80% of their aerobic maximum. At the end of the exercises, changes in the subject's gut leakiness were measured using urine samples. Also determined were changes in the athlete's core temperature. Under standard conditions, gut leakiness had increased by 250%, and the temperature of the gut had risen 2 degrees. However, when the group were given a drink of dairy colostrum for 2 weeks before the trial, the rise in gut leakiness was reduced by about 80% despite the same effort and temperature rise. So to be hypothetical, if you will have to train for an event, you're entering the military and work in the high heat conditions, whatever it is that could possibly lead to exercise-induced blood poisoning, a possible adjunct, discuss with your medical professional if they're experienced with this, or discuss with any medical professional, sorry for the caveat, add a little bit of colostrum ahead of time. It may actually potentially, according to these researchers, not only increase performance, but possibly even save a person from a lot of misery. Again, I hope this helps. This is Ralph Turchiano, signing off, and thank you.